What up, boys? Today I want to talk about a topic that is super important to me and my day-to-day life and how I run my business, my faith. I am a Christian, specifically an Orthodox Christian. I use it as my moral compass and the way I judge things. Christianity has had an immense effect on my life, so I do want to make a video to pay homage to it and to kind of spread the gospel to you guys because I do think it's important. So I just want to get into a couple Bible verses that help me out and things that I do and things that I remember in my head that also help me as a business owner. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Real quick, I just want to touch on a couple Bible verses. The first one I really am excited to share with you guys is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That is literally such a staple of my belief, is that the reason why I can deal with all the stress and manage school, with business, with fitness, with a part-time job, with making content is because I have Christ by my side and he strengthens me and makes me able to do all these things. So I highly encourage all of you to kind of give yourselves to Jesus, put all your worries, put all your stresses onto him and he will take care of it. Just do what you have to do. And doing that has really helped me out so much, and it's just been a game changer for me as a whole. This next one I want to talk about is also insane. Proverbs 19:22. Mercy is the fruit to a man, and a poor righteous man is better than a rich liar. Huge. My end goal in business is obviously to make money, and my fear while building my business is that I start to lose my soul, my humanity. This verse is just kind of a reminder that you're better off being poor and righteous, poor and honest and caring and kind and giving, than rich and a liar and a cheater and all these sinful things. I always try to put that in front of everything, but obviously it's hard sometimes, and this is just a verse that really helps me out with all that, so I felt the need to share it. Also highly recommend you guys get a Bible. I'm Orthodox, so mine's the Orthodox Study Bible. I highly recommend you guys get a Bible and start reading it, at least a verse a day minimum. It really just changes your life. So yes. Real quick, I just want to talk about the 7 deadly sins and how they help me guide myself through business. First, I want to talk about pride. Pride is very important. Pride is, in a way, being overconfident. And in business, if you're too prideful for a client, for example, when I run ads for clients, I try to tailor them as best I can to them. And if my mentality is like, no, he doesn't know what he's talking about, I don't care about them, I care about me, that's a problem, right? My job is to help them. And if I'm too prideful in myself to do that, there's no business to have. Another one is greed. You never want to be too greedy. You want to be able to give money to others, give money back. For example, if I'm trying to advertise for myself and I'm being really greedy with my money, it's going to be hard to do that, because advertising, you have to give money to the companies that are helping you advertise. For example, even other businesses, when I run ads for them, they have to be willing to give money to Meta, to TikTok, to Google, whatever I advertise for them. They can't be greedy. You know what I mean? Yet they have to want to spend money to make money, if that makes sense. And they also have to be able to pay me as well. Another big one is envy. You never want to get lost in other people's success. There's a quote that I wholeheartedly believe: comparison is the thief of joy. And it really is. Your mindset needs to be you versus you, not you versus Jeff Bezos or you versus Michael Jordan if you're into basketball. You need to compete with yourself and look at your own progress and be happy about that. Looking at other people and what they do is just, it's pointless. It has nothing to do with you unless you're studying the competition. Wrath is also huge. Wrath is a very self-destructive one. You see a lot of business owners get too stressed out and then they end up getting angry and more angry and more angry, and they kind of self-destruct into burnout, and they kind of just like they fall off. You know, you got to be able to control your emotions. You know, business, 90% of the time things are going wrong, and if you don't have control over your wrath, it's gonna eat you alive. So that's one of those things that's like very, very important. Now the last one that I want to go over, and I'm not going to go over all of them, but the last one I do want to go over is sloth. You cannot be successful as a lazy man. You can't. Point blank, period. You can't. You need to be able to conquer your sloth, your laziness, and it's through God that you can do that, because there are many verses in the Bible that kind of describe how to conquer being lazy, sloth, the sin of sloth, if that makes sense. So my faith has really just helped me out in my business and my day-to-day life. Even if you're not trying to be a successful entrepreneur, I highly encourage everybody watching this video to go out, buy a Bible, pray twice a day, get into the religion of Christianity. It doesn't have to be Orthodoxy like I am. It doesn't have to be Catholicism. Just get into it. Really dive deep into all the verses and really understand what it's all about, because it's done wonders for me, my family, and myself, and I know it can do wonders for you guys as well. So yeah, a little bit of a different video. I did want to share this with you guys because it's something very important. And like I said, this channel is about documenting my journey as a young entrepreneur and building my freelance brand scaling skills into a full-fledged marketing agency. That's the end goal. If you guys want to see more of that, I post every single day on TikTok. You could check that out in my channel description. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any other videos, and like this video, subscribe. That's all free. Please do it. Helps out a lot. It really gets me going. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.